Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode is, guys, I don't even know how I booked this guest. I'm very, very excited, Shannon. Today's episode, I don't know what we're going to call it, actually. Things I wish I knew about, I don't know, TV production or
Content creation.
content, just being awesome. We'll figure that out after. But today's guest is Shannon Loftus. Is it Loftus or Loftus?
It's Loftus,
I was
like
like,
a loft.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever said it. I feel like
I don't think
I write it.
oh, you do. It's
I
like
read it
loft,
via
a
email
loft and
many
us.
times.
Yeah.
Shannon Loftus,
Hello.
who is my producer at Breakfast Television, which is so,
Yes.
so exciting. I was lucky enough to end up with her by accident, but today we're going to talk about all things kind of TV production, how you started in it, who you are, like forging your own path in this kind of career that I think everybody has rose-colored glasses about, like it's very shiny, it's very cool, but it's a lot of effort and work and early mornings, and we're going to get
Yeah.
into all of it. I'm sure, as you know. First of all, thank you so much for doing this. I know you
My
probably
pleasure.
woke up at 3:30 in the morning.
I
Is
did.
that your wake up time? What's your wake up time?
No, 15.
Oh man, you slept in.
I
You slept
did.
you're so relaxed. Thank you for doing this. And why don't you give everybody kind of an overview of, maybe we'll get into how you got into it, but like, what do you do now? What is your title? Who are you?
Hello, everybody. First of all, I love you, Stacey. You are
Oh,
amazing.
nice.
I am a content producer at Rogers Sports and Media, Breakfast Television. Basically, I get pitched on a ton of awesome segment ideas. I take the idea, I pitch it out to our team and say, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to use these visuals. I basically break down people wanting to come on the show and break it down to why and
Right.
how are we going to do it. Compose the story into like 4 minutes and then help the guest explain like what it is you want to get out of it. What I always say is, why would a viewer care?
Right. Yeah. That's a very valid question. How many
Mhm.
pitches do you think that you get a day?
A day, 40,
Oh my God.
50,
I would imagine at least, right?
nonstop. It's nonstop. And I appreciate everybody pitching, but that's the biggest time consuming
Totally.
feat of my job. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of filtering through, because everybody, I mean, I grew up in Toronto. I don't know if you grew up in Toronto, but breakfast television was it, right? Pinnacle. So I'm sure everybody is like, I want to be on this cool show. Where did you
Yeah.
grow up?
I was born in Toronto, but
Yeah.
then when I was 5 years old, we moved to London, Ontario.
All
And
right.
so grew up in London till about the age of 24 and then got back to Toronto as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And I've got tons of friends and family there. Shout out London. So I go back to London often. But I've now officially eclipsed that I've lived in Toronto longer than London.
That's a big
So
deal.
I
That's,
call them both home. I'm going back home. I'm going
yeah.
home. I mean London and or Toronto. Yeah.
Nice. So, how did you was this always kind of your game plan? Like growing up, did you go into school for media or communications or journalism, or how did you kind of start?
Uh, well, I love fashion.
Okay.
I'm proud to have a weird email address still called Fashion Crazed from back in the 90s. I worked at Le Chateau
Listen, Le
back in
Chateau
the
was
day.
it.
I was a
Le
manager at the London store. It was like late 90s, like club vibes. It was amazing.
That was the shit.
It was the shit. It
That was
really
my
was.
fancy dress. Remember when it turned into fancy dresses too?
Yes.
Like, where it
Yes.
was like jeans and whatever, and then all of a sudden it was like along the wall perimeter?
Yeah.
I got quite a few fancy dresses from
I'm
Le
sure you
Chateau.
do, babe. I was there with the boa era and like, we're going clubbing.
Yeah.
I actually went to school first for fashion merchandising at
Mm.
Fanshawe College. Shout out. I finished that program, but I was like, that's not quite it.
Yeah.
I found that I produced the fashion show when we were there, and I loved like producing a show. So all these things I
Mm.
kept like, oh, that's cool. And so then I like took a minute and I'm like, you know what? I want to be in the television world. So massive fan of City TV, Much
Yeah.
Music, this television, fashion television. It was
Yeah.
like, that's it. So I said
Jeannie
at my,
Becker, right? You're like
oh,
Jeannie Becker all day.
stop it. So when I finished school at Fanshawe, I remember at grad, they said, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to work at fashion television.
Mm.
And, the next person, I want to go to Much Music. Like everybody had these dreams. So the way I looked at it, and if anyone's listening, like, how do I even get to where I want to go. What can I give City TV? Like everyone wants to go there. So my thinking was, I need to go to broadcasting, television, film school. I need to learn how to do practical things, control room, direct keys, not all the sexy, fancy stuff.
I wanna be valuable, make myself valuable.
Yeah, like,
Wow.
that was one of the biggest pivots, and I tell some students I go back to Centennial, so I went to Centennial College in Toronto for radio and television broadcasting, and, I tell them that, like, "Think about where you wanna go, but what are you gonna bring to them? Because that's how you get in. That's why
Totally.
people hire you." Yeah.
So
Yeah.
smart. And then did you land an internship or kinda
Yeah.
right, lucky. Not lucky,
Man.
you prepared for it, really.
I yeah, it would no, luck was the thing, but also, it really was, but they had a City TV scholarship at the time at Centennial College, and so I laser focused. I was like, "That's what I'm doing, that's what I'm gonna get," and I just produced all of the shows that we could do, like the year-end shows. I just dove right in, and I didn't really like doing graphics. I found all of these things that I didn't like, but then I could hone in on what I really liked. So I won the City TV scholarship.
Oh my god. Was there only one winner, one scholarship?
1 year, 1
Wow.
winner. I mean, my classmates are super talented and it was a roll of the dice, but I just went in like,
Yeah,
what have I got to lose?
full throttle.
And when they told me I won, they said, "Where do you want to do your internship?" And like those movie moments, everything slowed down. I'm looking at them and I said, "Television?" And they said, "Great, you start September." And I floated out of the building. I legit was like, what just happened?" And I started my internship with Jeannie Becker at
Um,
Fashion Television.
you had your pick of anything. You coulda said, "I wanna go to
Yeah.
sports, I wanna do this, I
Yeah.
wanna do and you were like, "This is my
Boom,
dream."
let's go. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
And it was 1 year.
Yeah, it was a year, and other like, people know this too. Internships don't equal thanks for your time, here's your job.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It was finishing, and I started to talk to people in the building, what else is happening? So, they had the New Year's shows, they had
Yeah,
the Schmooze Fest, they had the Much Music Video Awards. So I just found who the coordinators were. Hi, I want to volunteer. So I'm not getting paid,
yeah.
but keep my face in the building, get more experience. So I got to be a part, like wrangler for all of those. Oh my God. Those were incredible times.
Oh, I bet. Shannon, you're so smart. Like, that's
Oh,
so it's, like, so calculated, but, like, in such a positive, smart way. Like, that's exactly what people need to hear, right? Like, get in
yeah.
front of people, be valuable, and it's
Yes.
not like, "Here you go, here's your amazing job,"
No.
Like, you gotta put that effort in, but you really did.
Thank you. And yeah, I heard no a lot and I didn't let it get me down. I was fine. I just kept forging ahead like, yeah, like what's the next show? So as soon as I was booked to do the New Year's show, I'm like, okay, what's going on this spring? It was the Schmooze Fest, which was like with films and stuff. So I was
Mm.
like, who's that person? I asked people,
And this is
you
all
know,
production. You wanted to do
production.
behind the scenes. How do I
Yeah.
produce an event? I did, a friend of mine worked at an event company in Toronto and I did, freelance for her for a
Yeah.
while. And it's like when you're behind, like we did the Sick Kids Gala, the TIFF Gala, like if you're behind the scenes wrangling people, it is a well oiled machine, but to be a part of it is so cool when
It
you get to
is.
produce it. But
Absolutely.
so many show flows.
All of those experience yes, all those experience also taught me, like, you're only as good as your team. Like, we were
Right.
big teams, and we had amazing leaders, like, who had it
Yeah.
all planned out. Like, the scale of the Much Music Video Awards, like, I can't
Oh,
even imagine. Like, I was a very low on the totem pole. I was a wrangler, but I just was in awe, and I just took in as much as I could to figure out selfishly, "Okay, I like that. I don't think I wanna do that." But I tried it all. Like,
jobs in general is like sometimes you need to figure out what you don't want to figure out what you do want, you know? A lot of the
100%.
time I'm like my wife is a tattoo artist and a lot of the consults are people being like she'll show you and they're like no I don't want that, but I know that
Yeah.
now, Like you don't know until you know. So you're doing all of these galas, you're not necessarily galas, events. You're doing all these
Mhm.
events, you're producing. When does it kind of turn into a job that you're getting paid for?
Yes, this was pivotal. Again, keeping in mind it didn't land in my lap. So I
Right.
found because the people I worked with on the New Year's Eve show, so like the head of production management, her name was Wendy Kieswetter, those in the industry will know her. Like, she's my one of my mentors. Like, she saw something in me, but kept challenging me. And she pulled me in her office. She said, Shannon, there is a part-time opening on City Line for graphics.
Uh,
Are you interested?
and you hate
Now,
graphics.
but I was how old was I then? 24 years old, and
Mm,
I was, Much Music and the movies and stuff, and City Line, you know, my mom watched City Line at
sure.
that time, and
Same.
I wasn't into lifestyle and cooking and stuff. I'm, like, going out and whatever, but I
Yeah.
paused and I thought, "That's where I could grow, like, that's where I could go into." So I said yes,
That's
and,
a lot of foresight, really, because I don't know if a lot of
right?
people would be like, yeah, I hate this thing. Let's do it. You
No,
know?
I thought, "Let me give it a go." So, I hated doing graphics, but she didn't know that. And sorry if you're listening, Chrissy Raymond, who was my producer. I called my friend who was at the school, and I said, "Hey, Sean, what are you doing this weekend? I'll buy you a six-pack of beer, meet me at the school, give me a crash course in deco graphics again, just so I'm, like, fresh." He's like, "Sure." So, I went to the school on the weekend and just, "What's this? What's that? What's this?" So when I went in on the Monday, I still needed to be trained,
Right. Sure.
but, I had, like, some basic knowledge, and it was part-time, and I didn't care. I was in the door. Like,
Yeah.
that's let's go. So,
And
yeah,
then so you worked at City Line.
I did. I had 1 day of training for that job because the girl that was training me called in sick. 1 day, they put me on to do live keys. City Line was live, and this is the best. My first key that I ever wrote, it was Brian Gluckstein, the designer, okay? He's amazing. I wrote it really quick, and they're like, "Call the key up." I wrote Brain Gluckstein, Brain.
Did they course correct as they read it,
Well,
or
the director's like, lose the key." And I just pushed the button. I was like, "All right, Shannon, like, this is big time. This is live
been
TV. Like,
great. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
thanks for the experience." So, but I learned a lesson then, like, I couldn't sit in it and freak out and cry and be like, "I screwed up." There's no
No
time. So I just
time.
prepared my other keys, triple checked, and kept it moving.
As if you didn't spell Gluckstein wrong.
I got Gluckstein right. I spelled Brain Gluckstein.
Brian was the problem.
Brian Gluckstein, Brain Gluckstein. You're welcome.
And then
Yeah.
did you get hired there full time, or kinda was it right to what
No,
was your
yeah,
trajectory?
so I had to pay the bills, so I started a video wedding business because all my friends were getting married at that time, called I Do Videos.
So
Thank
clever.
you.
Before
So,
ChatGPT, look at you.
honey, this was way before that. But that opened the next door because I was out producing,
Right.
videos, stories, like their weddings, but then I would get all the footage and then I edited it all down,
You
added
did
the
it all.
music. Yeah, I did it all.
Oh, wow.
And it paid the bills and I
Yeah.
had the time as part-time. So then a field producer position opened up at City Line and nobody left City Line in those days. Like, that was your legacy career. Nobody
Right.
left. It was a miracle. So I marched into my boss's office. I said, "Chrissy, I think I'd be a great candidate. I know the show and everything else. I've been doing this on the side. I understand
Right.
how to put together a story." And I said, "Give me a chance. Give me 1 month. And if you hate what I'm doing, you can fire me on the spot." Because I knew that I'd get a month of experience. And at this point, I was like, I'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
I had to risk it all. And that was 20 years ago this year.
So scrappy. Come
You
on. So
gotta
then
get in.
when City Line finished, how long have you been at Breakfast Television for?
Since 2019. So they
Okay.
switched me over there. Yeah, City Line was amazing.
But
I
you were there
worked
the
with
whole time doing field stuff, though.
I did field stuff and then I started produce everything some in studio. I worked with Marilyn Dennis, amazing. And then I worked with Tracy Moore and our team there, incredible, amazing, strong women. And the show just kept growing. It was a magical time, to be honest, and
Yeah.
mostly female led. We
Oh, so
had
cool.
like, it was strong, powerful, amazing. And then they made a switch. They switched some producers around in 2019 and they put me on BT. And my biggest fear, I was like, I was a single mom at that time. My sons were 5 and 3. And I
Ooh,
said, I cannot do the early shift. I have no one to leave my kids with.
no.
So it amazingly, we decided that I would be a field producer for them and I would do like an 8:30 to 4. So I
Okay.
was going out and shooting some stuff. Like, BT was starting to play with pre-shot stuff.
Okay.
It was going great. And then the pandemic.
Right.
We stopped
Literally a
going to
year
shoot.
later. 'Cause City Line was at 10, like, late, right? You would
It
have
was
been later in
Yeah,
the
the
day.
hours were perfect. I'd take the
Yeah,
boys to daycare, do the
right.
show, pick them up at daycare. I don't know how I did it. Make dinner, pass out, do it
So
again.
scrappy.
Yeah.
And then it changed, and then
Yeah,
so pandemic really changed your life. I mean, it changed everybody's life,
it
but
did. For me, the daycare closed,
yeah,
like, and all had to go, "What?" But I'm proud to say BT did not go off the air.
I
We did
remember.
not
I
have
watched it.
one day off the air.
What
Nope,
else
we
did I have
kept
to watch?
rolling.
What else was I doing?
Please come watch. And we as a team, like, pivoted so hard, like Zoom like this. We all started switching to Zooms and getting chefs on Zoom to do stuff. We just kept it moving from home.
Were you still expected to go in, or was everything remote?
No, they kept all the producers at home, but our incredible control room team, and one day I should just walk you over to the control room so
Yeah, I'd love
you
to
can
see
see
it.
the amazing massive, jobs they do, but not a massive team. The director, the keys, the line producer, like, they're incredible what they do every single day. They had to go in, like, they had to physically go in
Crazy.
and, chatting with them, but we connected, we kept the show moving. I can't
Yeah, that's so crazy. I didn't know any of that. I mean, I knew it, I watched it, but then you came back and you kinda so what you produce only lifestyle? Is that your kinda
Well, yeah,
segment?
yeah, like, lifestyle mostly. I mean, I've booked, like, 2 members of the E Street Band last
Oh,
week from Bruce
look
Springsteen.
out. Little Bruce
It
Springsteen.
landed in my lap, so if something like that lands in
It's
my
just
lap,
whatever.
I'll do it. Like, if somebody's on vacation, we've
Yeah.
kind of all of us, you've seen our team, it's not
Yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
We're all kinda jumping in and doing
I
what
feel
we
like I've
can.
worked with a lot of
Yeah.
them. If you're not there,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
another producer steps in and
Yeah.
kinda
We're
takes care of it.
Yeah.
So
We
you
can't
and
do
I
it.
met. I'll tell everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody asks always, and I'm
How'd
always
you
happy to
do it?
share because it's kinda
Yeah.
just like, why
True.
not? Like
Yeah.
I hate gatekeeping. It's so silly, but
No.
there's no kind of big secret to it. So Shannon and I connected because I wrote a book and I was like, I'm gonna start seeing if I can get into kind of this media Toronto circuit. I went to school for theater. I like performing. I enjoy being in front of the camera. I'm like, this makes sense for me. Two of my friends have a candle company and they reached out to Meredith. So Meredith Shaw, who was on
Mhm.
City Line at the time. So this was all City Line. I don't even know if it was you that was there at that time. You must have been gone. So she contact with Meredith randomly
Yep.
and she said, "Hey, who would Stacey send this pitch to?" It wasn't even like and Meredith was so gracious and so
Oh,
lovely.
she's
Like
so lovely. I
so
loved
lovely.
working
Like
with her. I really
honestly,
did.
she was always so generous with her time and her knowledge and
Yes, she is.
she said, "No problem. Send me the pitch and I'll pass it on to whoever." And I'm
Mhm.
assuming it just went to you. I don't know if it
Yep.
was like a pool of people, but I wrote a pitch. It got sent and you called me or sent me an email and you were like,
Yep.
"Hey, how's this day?" And it must have been like you getting that scholarship because I was sitting in my car and I was like, "Oh my god." I
I
was
love
like,
hearing this.
I couldn't believe it because like my childhood was breakfast television, like Ann Romer, like
Oh,
my mom's alarm on the TV was breakfast television, and it would be
amazing.
like the "I'm still standing,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like so this for me, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll come on and do a segment," but in my head, I kinda thought that breakfast television was the pinnacle, but it was the first one I booked. So I was like, "Oh, I gotta reevaluate my life because 'cause I've never done this before." But
Jeez.
I know, crazy, right? But I went and, we met and you were so lovely and so gracious and Kevin was so wonderful and I did
Mhm,
one with Meredith and Sid. That was the first one
mhm.
and it kinda
Yep.
just, like, opened a relationship, which was so lovely, and I think that people maybe that's something that people need to know, like, you can pitch, wonderful, but I don't and if you get on, that's wonderful also, but
Mhm.
I don't know, like, return guest, is that a common thing? Do people you know what I mean? Like, how do people kinda navigate pitching, I
Yeah,
guess, really, and
that's a
like
really, really good question. I'll tell you first and foremost, a pitch, if you know somebody, goes through somebody, that'll get eyes. Doesn't necessarily
sure.
mean that's great, but a great pitch, secret of the industry,
Yeah,
lay it all out. Like,
yeah,
and you may not know that, but literally see the whole thing start to finish. Like,
yep,
how do we intro you? What are
mhm,
we going to talk about in 4 or 5 minutes? What visuals are you going to have? And so in your case, what recipes should we
yeah,
do? And again, back to what I said in the beginning, why does a viewer care? You care.
totally. Yeah,
You care. It's your thing. Like, that's amazing. But what keeps somebody
Yep.
interested? Something
Totally.
different. Like, well, the title of your book, I say out loud at home every night. Like, you'll eat it and you'll like it.
You'll eat it and you'll like it.
You'll
It's
like it.
true.
Right? Oh, yeah, and then getting booked on again, that's really up to you, and
Mhm.
the hey, we've had people on that were not super polished at all, which is fine, like, that's normal,
Yeah.
but they have potential, and, like,
Yeah.
people can be nervous and all of that. Well, you're human,
For sure.
but if
Listen, I said fart the first time.
you did.
I said cauliflower smells like farts, and in my head, I was like, "Well, all right, that's it."
No, but, like, that's you. You're and also being authentically you, and I know we hear this all the time,
Yeah.
be yourself, but you gotta be. Don't try to be, like that person exactly. Like, take a little bit of that from that chef, or I
Yeah.
liked that, and then come in as, "Hi, this is me, my brand, like, who
Yep.
I am," and those are the people that get booked.
Yeah.
Again,
It's so
yeah,
smart when you say to lay it all out because honestly, like when I pitch, I still do it now. I'm like, what do
yeah,
I want to watch? What is something valuable for the viewer? What do they want to see? Can I give them some kind of education or a tip or something
something
to make their life
funny.
easier?
Yeah,
Funny, totally. Can I be funny? But it's like, what do I how quickly can I get that in here? Like you
yeah,
have so many pitches, so
yeah,
little time, right?
yeah,
Like, so it's so quick. It's like I got to catch their attention and that's it,
yeah.
right? Like, if they can kind of condense it all,
As
then that would
best you
be,
can, and it's
yeah.
just gotta get my attention. Another thing
Yeah.
that's interesting, I don't get a lot of pitches with photos.
Oh,
Like, I don't
yeah.
need I don't need a 15-minute video, I don't have time. You definitely send a link if you've done stuff before,
Sure.
fine, but, like, show me the cover of your book,
Right.
or a still or
Yep.
something that represents you. I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
"Oh, I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
that," and then "Oh, that's interesting," but a lot of the pitches I
Oh,
get a lot are press releases. I know PR people are doing their job, but it's
perfect.
a lot of words, and I'm trying to get what is jumping out at me. And sometimes if it's not, sorry, I don't have the bandwidth to take something like that and be like, okay, we're gonna work it like this, work
No.
it like that. And I do for all of my stuff, but when it's something that I can't even comprehend from reading,
Yeah.
I gotta jump to the other ones, and the other ones are jumping at me. So I'm gonna put those in my final pitches and send off to the team and say, "Hey, I see this as XYZ. Give me a
So
date."
that's up to your discretion. You get a pitch and then you
Mhm.
bring it to the team who
Yes,
is the executive.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, yep. He's our EP. He's amazing. He's been around BT since, my
No.
God, right? He
Oh,
started like serving the coffee. Like he worked his
forever.
ass off to get to where he is now. But yeah, you pitch to him, you have a chat with him,
Yep.
and he wants to know, like, his time's crazy as well. Like, what is this? What are we gonna
Yep.
do? And why? And I just sum it up and,
And how many producers are there?
5, 6.
That's it.
Yeah. We've
And
got
6
a
people
chat
virtual.
producer who does all those fun, crazy, like, games and chats. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
he's amazing. And then the rest of us are we have a couple, amazing women on the, entertainment producing
Mhm.
side, like the TIFF coverage of movies and that
Right.
kind of stuff. Then a live eye producer, and then the rest, we focus on lifestyle and, like, the meat of the show, but
Yeah.
again, we'll jump in. I'll do that live eye, I'll take E Street Band,
Yeah.
no problem.
Listen, there's
I'm free.
nothing wrong with the E
Right.
Street Band.
Yeah,
Give me a
they were
couple of
awesome.
tickets. Listen, last time I
Yeah,
was in the green room, Ed
yeah,
Roberts was there, and I was like, "Hey, best friend,
yeah,
you're the coolest.
yeah.
What's
We
going
love
on? Where are
him
you
on
gonna
the
play?"
show.
Oh my god. He was so personable, and he
He
left, and he was
is
like, "Bye, Stacey. It was nice meeting you." I was like, "Fuck you, Ed. How is as
fucking serious right now?
like, literally
My
walking out of
God.
studio. I can't remember
Stop.
nobody's name. Every wedding I go to is full of Italian people that I've met 100 times before, and I say, "Hi, Zia. Hi, Zia. It's nice to meet." Every time I'm like, or I'll say, "Hey, it's nice to meet you," and they say, "We've met twice," and I'm like, "Fuck."
Damn it. You tried. You
Ed
tried.
Roberts, though, I don't know. He must have some game in his head or something because
Oh,
that's
he's awesome. Yeah, he's
pretty
really
impressive.
good. Yeah.
So, do you do any of the kind of freelancing production anymore? Is that something that you still do?
I used to, but honestly, I got 3 boys, man. I've
Yeah.
got,
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
life at home, and BT keeps me busy, the early
Yeah.
hours. I used to do things here and there, but I felt kind of burnt out. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I'm at right now, I'm strictly working on BT. I'll talk to students. I'll go back to the school when I can, which I love. I'll do this podcast was like when you asked me, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
The best. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like this I love, but I enjoyed doing the wedding videos, but the editing part. Like I loved
Over.
picking I take their song and then I would take the 40 hours of like footage. Like I did wedding videos that were away, like in Costa Rica, like
Oh,
friends,
wow.
but then I would sum it up in 3 minutes.
I can't.
Oh my god, when we would play it, like, they'd have a party, and for those that weren't there and I would get really nervous even though I watched it 1,000 times and I knew them, or people I didn't know, but I would watch it in the back like this, and people were crying, clapping, like,
Uh,
I just want people to feel something with anything I've done. That's what I say about
yeah.
everything. Are you happy? Are you feeling something? Are you mad? Are you
Yeah.
gonna do something? Feel something.
Oh, that's so cool. A friend of mine
Yeah.
actually that I went to elementary school with just won an Oscar for editing. Is that not crazy? I
That's
know.
crazy.
Every time I see him, I'm like, "Hey, Oscar winner Eamon O'Connor, what's going on?" Like, that's your title now forever.
Shout him out. That's a
Sitting in an
beast of a
editing room?
job.
Oh my god, but that's how
Yeah.
it's created. You have created their like, our
Mhm.
wedding video is beautiful, but
Right?
she saw that story, and that's kinda what you do and what you have
Mhm.
done continue to do, right?
Yes.
Based on, what you're gonna pitch to Kevin, what you're like,
Yep.
"Yeah, we're gonna greenlight this. I think this is a good one."
Yeah.
Have you ever done a segment that you're like, "Oh, no, that
Oh,
was
yeah. Oh, for sure.
not what I thought it was gonna be."
Yep. Oh, yeah. Unnamed people, obviously, but I got sort of, like, bamboozled with,
Oh.
"We have this chef they like to come on, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Great, let's do, soup. Send me the stuff. Send me the soup types of things they're gonna do. Awesome." They come on in, they set stuff up. I realize, oh, they're with, like a sales team. I'm like, I have
Oh.
no idea. No idea. Put up a big Vitamix on the table and then they're da 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 Vitamix, Vitamix. They said Vitamix like, I don't know, 15 times. I had no idea. And
No.
and you can't do that. So obviously
Yeah.
there's something going on there. Let me know off the top. There
Sure.
are ways that we can talk about brand. There's are ways to be done. But if you come in blindside us and we're live and you do that, let me just say I never took a pitch from them again. I was like,
No.
you made me look so bad. Like I
Yeah.
the content you told me was something totally different and boom, it was a
Oh,
commercial and I had
no.
zero idea. Not cool. I'm not pitching you again. Man.
Brutal. Because that's a
Yeah.
reflection of you, right? If it's a direct
Yeah.
reflection, you're like, "This is what I'm bringing forward, and here we
Yeah.
are."
Yeah, and I've had, people from all different, walks of life and stuff. And if honestly, if somebody wrote a book or something and came in and they weren't like super strong or whatever, but I liked them,
Sure.
I'm like, hit me up again, like for your next book.
Sure.
I'll give them another chance.
Right.
And then sometimes it's like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did. Like
Right. Because 'Cause
off
they're
date,
coachable.
you don't know.
Sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Who knows
Yeah.
what happened to the DVP getting into work in the morning?
You never know.
7-hour drive.
I've definitely had a bunch over the years, but people are people. It's, I'm not doing surgery. I always say if it wasn't so bad, I'm like, I didn't operate on the wrong knee. It just was kind of a flat segment.
Yeah, it's
Cute.
true. Honestly, you're
I
like,
can
just
sleep at night.
low energy. That's the
Yeah,
worst case
sorry. I'll
scenario.
try. I'll try better tomorrow.
I did a segment recently where the guest after me said
Yes.
"shitty," and I was on air, and it
Oh,
was so because I was in the back, and everyone
I
was like
love it.
when I was like,
But see, that's a moment. Like, and also that's funny, but it depends on what the other people are
it's true. It
saying.
was funny for me. It
I
was
would laugh
funny.
my
It was
ass off.
funny for me. I was like, "Oh, no. What's gonna happen?" And my
Yeah.
producer was like, "Well, we're gonna get a fine from the
Yeah.
East Coast,
Yep. Most likely, yes.
and then we'll edit it
Hilarious.
for the rest of Canada." And I was
Yep.
like, I mean, I guess that she came back though, and she was like, just wanted to die. That's
Yeah.
my greatest fear because I do swear and my book is
No,
swearing. And I'm
I
like,
know.
I'm so aware of my
You
words.
are, my dear. Yeah. I would love it if you did, but
I know,
not so much
imagine.
the rest of the team.
Imagine, can you, right? Not so much the rest of Canada, probably. You'd
Yeah.
get so many.
That would be shitty.
That would be shitty. It would be shitty,
Be
and
shitty.
everyone would know. Okay, talk to me. about this the idea of kind of fear around maybe putting yourself out there, performing it because you've taken some big risks, right? Like you really
Yeah.
put yourself out there to
Yeah.
be kind of where you are. And what do you
Mhm.
think the impetus of that was? Like what do you think drove
Mm.
you to be like, this is what I want? Did you ever want to be in front of the camera?
Funny, I did go to an art school in
Oh,
London and acting, and yes, I did plays and stuff like that.
yeah.
And this is the one thing, the one pivotal moment. And so I tried out for the Whiz, the
Oh,
production
really?
at school, and
Yes.
I was a kid from an art school, so I kind of had a bit of an attitude, like I got this.
Yeah.
And I did my audition. I didn't get it. I was 17 years old, but like half of my school was in this.
No.
I didn't, but this was a very good experience for me because I was coming in like beyond confident
Right.
without even thinking about that. But then the biggest thing was I never acted again after that.
Oh no.
I shut myself down, and then I
Wow.
I know, and I vowed when I realized, okay, now I'm gonna go into fashion, and I want to be in television. But I vowed to myself as I go along, if I get told no, I'm not shutting down. I am
Good.
not shutting down because one person made that decision,
Yeah.
but I was young. I was, I'm terrible actress. I'm never doing this again. But then it pushed me on to like this path. So
Right.
um, if fear sometimes or disappointments, failures, when you're in it, you're like, that's it. Everything's
Yeah.
like everything I planned is over. This is the worst thing ever. But then you got to take a second, grieve what happened, but
Yeah.
realize, wait a second, is this pushing me actually where I should be instead?
Yeah.
And looking back, yeah, because then I went into fashion school, like, that's when a year later, and I started producing, like, the fashion show, like, it pushed me in a way, like, maybe if I did get in the Whiz and I kept acting, like, I
Right.
would have had different path. Who knows? I'll
Yeah.
never know. No regrets, but that fear, yeah, it led me on to this, like,
Yeah. You need to I try
yeah,
to explain that to my kids all the
they
time.
don't get it
They
yet.
don't get it, but it's like you have to fail. You have to fail. Full
Yeah,
stop. But like you can't let the failure stop you from doing what you want to do. Like you
no,
and this is even what I tell people when they're like, I wrote to let's say I wrote to breakfast television
yeah,
and I didn't hear anything, whatever. And I'm like, I get no's all day. Do you know how
yeah,
many times I write to Drew Barrymore?
yeah,
Do
go
you know how many times
keep
I pitched
going.
Kelly Clarkson?
Keep going, baby.
Why the fuck not?
One
Like
will land. Keep going.
honestly, it's like
Yeah,
I get no
timing.
all the time, but it doesn't mean that you stop. Like you
Mm,
still try. Like that's
mhm.
that's has to be the bottom line, and it pivot right. Like you may end up pivoting and doing something completely different than you
Yeah.
thought you'd do. Like I thought I was going to be a drama teacher. Clearly, I'm not. But like
Ye
you
yeah.
pivot, and here you are, and it doesn't have to stop you entirely. That's such a
No,
cool lesson that you ended up. But look where you ended up. Like you
right?
still ended up
I'm
doing
around it. Yeah, people say,
totally.
like, "You're behind the scenes," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome because I'm around actors,
Yeah.
theater." I mean, it's a production. Like, we
Yeah.
all have wild, fun, crazy personalities on our team.
Totally.
I feel like I'm in it. Like, I'm in a
Yeah. Oh my god.
production.
I wish people could see behind like, I wish that we could shoot it off a style documentary, like, behind the scenes of
Mhm,
what it's like because it's just like, you don't know. Watching it, it's so well oiled and two-dimensional, whatever, but when you're there and there's so
mhm,
many personalities and, like,
mhm.
the speed at which it happens and, like, things are done on the fly, like, it's such
Yeah,
a cool environment, even if you're not in front of the camera. Honestly, that
yeah.
could be the most boring part sometimes, like like, they'll just read the prompter, fine. But you guys
Yep.
get to have your hands kind of in all of it. Like you are creating this incredible thing that everybody, millions, like so many people watch this show across the country.
It's true, and thank you for that, but it is like I said, we wouldn't be where we are without the people behind the camera,
Oh,
and the
totally.
things like something's fallen off a table, you don't know that the other producer, whatever, grabbed that, and you
Yep.
can't see and moved it, or, like,
Nope.
slid the camera that way, or camera women or cameramen, like, our team, your angles, like, the
Yep.
little things that are being at so everybody goal is to make an entertaining, great show.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing that at the same time.
Yeah. You're constantly course correcting, like,
Everyone
while
is.
it's happening,
Yeah.
which is so super cool. Speaking of
Yes.
fear, I tell people, because I think people again think it's I heard a no and it's this great mountain and whatever, but it's like
Mhm.
you are producing a show, you're looking for content as well, right?
Mhm.
But it's up
Yeah,
to the person. They want you, like that's what I try to say. They're always looking for content.
we
There are
are.
always things. This is entertainment, but be entertaining, be
Yes.
valuable, bring something to the table that they
Mm,
need, right? Like,
yes.
and it's not like it's something you're never gonna get. You could, why not? But
Yeah.
just pitch something worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, and
You
and
know?
you learn as you go.
Yeah.
Please, everyone listening, watching, you do a pitch, you hear nothing, don't give up.
No.
Don't give up. Like,
Yes,
there's
I'm gonna be
a
on Drew
way.
Barrymore one day. It's gonna happen.
Honey, I can't wait until
Ye
I see you on her show.
I
You
know.
and her would be, oh my god, the synergy between the 2 of you.
She's such
I met her
she's such a
once.
close talker. I don't know if I can do
She
it.
really is, you can handle it. She was on City Line, and I met her.
Oh, was
Yeah,
she so nice?
she was so nice. She was giving us, like, she had a perfume line at the time, so she was, like,
Mm.
handing it out to us. She was,
Oh.
like, with one other person, like, "Thank you so much." Like, she was legit who you see on her show. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but that's
and
another it comes across. Authenticity comes
yeah,
across.
she really, really was lovely.
That's so nice. You must have
Yeah.
who's the coolest person that you were like, "I'm starstruck."
Oh, man.
There's so
Well,
many. Guys,
oh my
there's so
god.
many, literally.
Well, Oscar de la Renta was there once, and that was like,
Have you ever worn Oscar de la Renta?
no, just
Ugh.
from afar, but oh, wait, Betsy Johnson? Remem
Oh, what a fun vibe. I feel
I
like you're very Betsy Johnson.
I interviewed her. I had to calm myself down. I was
I'm sure.
fangirling. Betsy Johnson is an amazing designer out of New York
Yeah.
City.
Because, like,
And
it's so, like, vibey and colorful and
yeah,
fun and
she was, oh my god, amazing. Drew Barrymore, Snoop Dogg one time. I love hip hop.
I love same,
Right? He was
same.
in the building at Much Music, and I was interning, and I remember looking at someone FT, and I go, I'm going to the mailroom. I'll be right back." "But we got the mail." I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna make sure the mail's okay. Yep, just going to check." Because I knew he was in the building, and I just walked by him in the hallway, and he looked at me, and he goes, "What's up?" And I was like,
Whatever you want, Snoop.
"Sup?"
Whatever. You tell me.
And I
You tell me what's up.
drop it like it's hot, like I don't know what to say. But it's people ask me this, and it's funny to say, like, at the end of the day, these are these are people. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
humans. Famous people. And we were talking the other day, all the producers, like, famous people are famous, but what's like the downfall? Well, the privacy, right? Like,
Yeah.
they get people coming up to them like, oh my God, you feel like you know this person.
Right?
That's the catch for them, right?
Yeah.
But oh, they've got teams around them.
Yeah.
I've seen some people I won't name that come in with like way too many people.
Like
You
an
don't need
entourage?
15
No.
people. Or I've seen like Drew Barrymore, swear to God, she had, I'll name her because she's was great. She had like 2 or 3
Yeah.
people. She
Right? You
didn't
don't
need a
need a
big, huge
for
on,
what? And
Yeah.
it's such a short segment, really,
Yeah.
like, in the grand scheme, like,
Mhm.
all of these people, and then even when people come in with if I'm there and they have handlers, I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" It's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll
4
see ya.
minutes. Yeah.
And then you're out of there, and that's
That's
it.
it.
Hey, guys,
I'm
listen,
surprised sometimes
the
with
green
that.
room is not green. Did you know that?
It's not green like you, Stacey Green.
Not green like me. I've never
No.
been in a green room. Oh, that's
Yeah.
not true, actually. My wife used to be a guest on the Dean Blundell show for, like,
I
2
I
years.
remember.
I
Yeah.
know, she was Lesbian
Yes.
Lou, which is so crazy. But
I what? I remember. I listened to that show all the time
I
driving
know,
in.
that's my wife.
Stop. My
So
god.
random, but the room there at when he was on Young, not at Chorus,
Yeah.
was green.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
actual green room.
Ours is not at all. It's gray, yellow. It's
It's
all
lovely
colors.
now, though. It's such a
Thank you.
beautiful space now that
Like
they
I did it. I had nothing to do with it, but thanks.
but it's just so can you hear my
I get it, mama.
can you just give me 1 second?
Yeah. If you gotta go, you gotta
I
go.
don't gotta go. I'm just gonna
I'm here, baby.
murder my kids.
No rush. I'll do the same after.
Did I mute that? Did that work?
You muted it.
Do you think a 10-year age gap would be cool?
Oh, I
They're still
know.
brothers.
Look, I'm getting pitched right now. I'm just reading a few pitches.
How many is it constant? Like, you can I so when I write Shannon, your
Yes.
tagline not your tagline, like, your signature at the bottom says, "My
Yeah.
hours are not your hours,
Yes.
so
Yes.
respond when you can."
Yes,
Right?
because generally I try to like I've looked, I'll flag things, and at about 5 o'clock. Like I'm off the clock really at 3 o'clock,
Right.
really.
I mean,
But if I have a saving the next day, whatever. But I do have two phones, like a nerd. I have two phones,
it's like you're a
work,
drug dealer.
life. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a pitch dealer. It's for my mental health. So I usually take the
Yeah.
work phone and okay, it's 5 o'clock and I'm going to physically put it away
You'd
because
have
I got to
to though. It's
have to stop.
constant. It must be constant. Like
It
you could be
is.
checking
Yeah.
constantly. So is that
So
how you do it? You flag and then the next day when you get up, you're like, "All right, here we go."
if I see something like before 5 tonight, I'm like, ooh, I'll put a flag or I change. Outlook has, you can change emails to be in categories. It's pretty easy, like
Mm.
blue, yellow, green.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing that, I'll be like, the pitch or for now is blue,
Right.
like, and then yellow can wait.
Right.
So then tomorrow, when I'm sitting at my desk ready to go and it's, 6 o'clock in the morning, I've already had two coffees, then I can hit it. But that's why I put that in my signature because I'm going to probably respond to you at
Yeah.
6:30 in the morning. I do not expect anybody to do that.
Sure.
But that's also on my end. Like, I ain't responded to you
Yeah.
at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Like, I have to shut down. So,
And how many
yeah,
segments do you do a week?
it varies. I can do up to like eight,
Oh my
9.
god.
That's a heavy week. I think I
So
had 50.
multiple a day?
Oh yeah, I had two today, and I
Oh,
have two on Friday.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the rest of the time is spent preparing for those pitches, like
Yeah. Yep.
logistics, the
Or like
timing.
we all sit in the producer room and we
Yeah.
always, no matter if you don't have a segment that day, which definitely happens, we all go in and go, hey, what does anybody need a hand with anything? And someone that might have three or four,
Oh,
which
wow.
happens, it's like, I'll get your guest, I'll bring them in, I'll do the pre-interview.
Right.
Like we look at each other as a team because the one person that's got three or four, well, so we'll say, I'm fine, I'm good. Like you don't want to bother anyone. And it's like lately we'll be like, no, can you go get my guest?
Yeah,
Thank you.
for real, just bring them in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
now it's like Fort Knox,
I
getting
know.
getting
It's
into
crazy.
the
I
Rogers
know.
Building. Like, before, it was right if people know Toronto at all, before it was, like, right at Dundas Square. So you
Mhm.
kinda be on the street, security would let you in, and then,
Yeah.
like, you're there pretty much,
Yeah.
right? Depending on if I was usually in the City Line kitchen, so it was that floor,
It was
you're good to
great.
go. It was so good, it was so easy, the
Mhm.
kitchen was great. But
It was.
now it's so good. But now it's like you go into Rogers, you're pre-screened with security, you scan in, but one at a time you scan in. It
Yeah.
like, if I have to pee, God forbid, because
Please don't.
someone's gotta take me down,
We have to take
around.
you.
You gotta
Yeah.
it's crazy now.
Yeah. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
main Rogers headquarters. And honestly, I know that's a lot, but as an employee, I feel safe. Like,
Oh, for
you
sure.
know, I feel like, wow, nobody's coming here and,
For sure. Young
yeah,
Dundas Square can be wily sometimes.
it was wily. The
It could
last
be a
few
wily
years
beast.
there had changed a lot. But yeah.
100%. It is a
Nothing like
beautiful thing.
299 Queen where I think, like go put the camera on the street and go, you want to come in the studio? Like that's back in the day.
100.
Not now.
Yeah, no.
No.
Now, even now, I was just at the
Yeah.
social, and it's like, scanned
Yeah.
in by security, scanned in by another
Yeah.
security, like, all the way in, but it is what it is.
There
But
were
it's
no at 299 back when I started there. There was no we had one security guard at the door. Like anybody could walk in.
for sure. I spent a lot of time at Speaker's Corner. I thought it was so cool, but now it's like Instagram. Now I just talk to my phone. But I'd be like, "Hey, I got nothing to say," panic. Just panic in that 1 minute of
Right?
Speaker's Corner. I also tried to be Rick
Hilarious.
the Temp. Didn't work out.
I did too. I did too.
Who
And
didn't?
now I
Who did?
produce him. And I'm
I
like, Rick,
know. Poor
I love
guy.
you and I hate you.
He's
Oh,
never
he's
not
so
gonna be Rick the
lovely.
Temp. Oh, he's so lovely. He was
I
so
love him.
sweet. He's never
I
not gonna
love
be
him.
Rick the Temp, though. Poor guy.
No,
That's
no.
just that's your
But he
mantra
loves
for
it.
life.
He accepts it. He
As
thinks
you
it's
should.
great.
Wear it.
He does.
We
He
love
does.
Rick the Temp.
Love him
No one's
too.
mad about it.
No
Do you
one
think
is.
you'll do you think you'll do anything with fashion again?
Me?
Is
Huh.
fashion your passion?
It's funny. The other day I was like, what's next for me? I don't know. Like, would
Yeah,
I open not like a physical store? Like, do people even do that anymore? Like, I love vintage fashion. Like, would I do an online thing? Like,
yeah.
I'm open to that. Like, I used to love hunting at vintage stores and finding stuff, and I just don't have the time anymore.
I'm
But
sure. Do you sew?
no, it's terrible. I should. No,
I'm
and everyone asks me that. Like,
Do they?
I Yeah, like, "Oh, you went to fashion school." I'm like,
You're like,
"Yeah,
"Production, I
no,
did
I did
production."
merchandising." Like, I did more of, like, the shows and, like, the
Yeah,
looks, and then somebody else would yeah,
yeah.
hilarious. But yeah,
I can
I
set up your
can't sew.
mannequin.
I can't sew for shit. No.
Yeah, I took sewing lessons. I think in hindsight, my mother was so worried that I was gonna be so tall, so she put me in sewing lessons for, like, 3 years, and I made, like, jumpsuits, and I had, like, a serger. It was the coolest.
Oh, you're the
I can't do it
coolest.
anymore, though. Not
No,
anymore.
I don't no, you change. My path
You
changed.
grow and you change.
You do.
We're growing and changing. But that's cool, though. You can still I mean, whoever comes
I
in
don't know.
fashion-wise, you can still who's come in fashion-wise that you're like, "Yes." Have you had any guests that are
Mm.
like I guess not really designers, it's more
No,
home
our show
design?
is more like trends, we'll
Yeah,
have a fashion expert, and we'll have
yeah,
some models, and they'll just talk about,
yeah,
like, but some of the trends now, I'm like, "Hold up, let me go in the back of my closet, like, I
honestly,
got all that." Like,
honestly. Why did I throw it out?
chateau. I know.
My god, do you still have those Chateau stuff?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I still rock one of my I can't believe I fit into it still, but I can still rock a few of those outfits if I go out, like, I love to go to, like,
Girl, we're the
music
same. We're the same. You
festivals.
went to Chase and Status, I was like,
I did. My god, they were so great.
I was so mad. My cousins were visiting. I wasn't mad that my cousins were visiting, but it
Mhm.
fell on the same day, and I was like,
Yep.
all of my friends had tickets. I would
I
have
danced it
loved
out. They were my face hurt from smiling so
I
much
bet.
because I was like, "I can't believe I'm hearing them live because
I
drum
love
and bass
Jungle.
music and
Oh,
jungle
I love it.
is very underground, but seeing
Yeah,
a group like that on that level
totally.
with a 20-something kid beside me saying all the lyrics and then me, and he's looking at me and I'm looking at him, and we're like, "Oh, are we both vibing and we're so not the same age? Are we doing this?" It
Oh,
was
that's the
epic.
best. I
It
went
was
to go
awesome.
see we'll just talk about our lives, but I
Yeah.
went to go see with some friends in the summer Armin van Helden. I don't know if you
Yes.
know.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
So, he went behind the stage at the end and he was just taking photos, so I went and I said, "I saw you in 1999." And he was like, "Oh." And I said, "Yeah, that's for both of us." I was
Where?
19.
I was there.
Were you?
99? Oh, 98, 99,
No, I think it
2000.
was
I
the Better
saw
Living
Armin.
Center?
I saw them at the Better Living Center in 1999. I will pull out I'll go get the rave Bible that I have from all the photos, not an album on Facebook, an
I
actual
have the same one.
stock it.
Soothers on my shirt, like a
Honey, we need a secondary podcast about I raved in the 90s for real.
for real.
What?
For real.
Stop it.
But yeah, I was like, this is such a full circle. Like it's still and we went
Mhm.
to actually see him a couple months prior to that, and it was like everybody that was at the Better Living Center, you know? It was a small venue. It was maybe like
Mhm.
500 people, my demographic.
Yeah.
Just wanted to like vibe, you know? It
You
was the
just you gotta keep vibing. That's how I kinda let loose with
yeah,
all the, live TV and stuff. I feel free. My phones are away, like, I'll take
yeah,
a video and then I'll put it in my fanny pack and then
for
I'm
sure.
in. Like, I'm doing it. I'm letting
Yeah.
myself go. That's how I balance it out.
Because it's like it is super cool and it's so awesome, but it is a high stress kinda it is like it's live, and I try to explain this to I like the live aspect of
I
it.
do too.
I like that it's like perform, you know, like,
Yeah.
how are you on your feet? I love that, but it's also
Mhm.
like it's high stress. It can be it's there's a lot at stake, you know?
There
So
is. Yeah.
I'm sure you need that downtime too,
Mhm.
where
To
you
go
can just
listen to blaring crazy live music and just
go listen to exactly.
woo! Yeah. But it's
So, okay, I wanna ask you 2 questions to wrap it
sure.
up because I don't wanna waste
Yes.
any more of your evening time.
Not wasting time. I love it.
So, 1, for people who are kind of looking to get into a career in, production or TV or movies or
Mhm.
whatever that would be,
Mhm.
what kinda is there one kind of I feel like you covered it with
Hmm.
your, like, just be scrappy kinda
Yeah.
mentality, but, like, is there one thing that you would suggest for them?
Talk to people that are doing it. And I
Yeah,
know that's like, but now more than ever with the internet and Instagram, TikTok, whatever, why not reach out if there's somebody you're emulating hey, I work on production. There's people on TikTok that do that. DM them, reach out to them. How do you do this? Or better still, in your city, in Toronto, and there are other places, movie sets, you can go online. There's definitely resources. Things have changed since I was there, but they're always looking for extras and
yeah,
like, get yourself on a film set, find a casting agent, like investigate everything you can, put
Yeah.
your name out there and actually talk to somebody. Do it.
Yeah.
And you'll feel, is this, am I feeling this or am
Yeah.
I not? And then next, again, from the beginning, what are you bringing to the film set? What
Right.
are you going to do? Do you want to do craft services? You love cooking. You
Sure.
want to do, what
For
is
sure.
that?
Yeah.
You know, do
People
you,
are so much more accessible now too, which is
they are.
lovely.
Yeah.
Truly, like, you can and I think, like, with Meredith, with yourself,
Yes.
people who are quality people are very willing to share their knowledge with you.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's not like the people who are like, "No, those are not your people anyway," like,
That's right.
message somebody else because people are very willing to share,
Yeah.
excuse me, their knowledge and happy to answer your question. Like, don't ask them for a novel, but
Yeah. I mean, people have reached out to me on LinkedIn and
yep,
it's a blessing and a curse. But my LinkedIn is like jammed all the time. And I
yeah,
feel so bad because I got to go in there. But I do take the time about once a month. And if I see, hi, I'm Susie and I'm a student, I'll take a minute and I will answer like one person trying to reach out in some way a month. I
yeah,
have to give back that, like, thanks for reaching out. You're doing all the right things. Like,
yeah,
I wish I had more time for that, but somebody did that for me and I never
yeah.
forgot that. So, hey, look, like, keep trying and somebody will get back to you. Just don't give up. It'll be the right person.
You can't take no for an answer, and then that kinda leads into the my second question. If
Mm,
people are looking to pitch, they wanna get onto a
mm.
show, whatever, what is gonna catch your eye as a producer?
Well, I mean, there are people you can hire to help you, which I know starting out is, yeah. But if
Sure.
you want to go out on your own,
Yep,
tell me who you are
yep,
with a short and sweet, but give me a visual, give me a
yep,
picture, give me a link to a very short video. Even if you're like, "Oh my god, I've never done any other shows," right?
yeah,
I don't care.
no,
I really don't, but I do care if you've been on screen. Film yourself like this.
right,
"Hi, I'm Susie and my passion is plants and I,
sure.
really want to talk about plants," and just film yourself. Plant.
Plamp, I
Why did
love
I
that.
pick that? But you can totally start blind like that, right? What do
Yeah,
you want to be on TV for or in content video, whatever? And send a little link, a quick brief, and break down what you would want to do in 4 or 5 minutes on the show.
right, and a no for now is not a no forever. It's just
Exactly. I may have, 5 other plant experts on this month. Thanks anyways.
totally. I've
Next month,
pitched a bunch of times where it's like, I already have this kind of food thing, I already have a
yeah,
baking thing, and it's like, "Okay, we'll just."
it's timing
Yeah,
sometimes,
it is
right?
time for sure. Oh, and I should have asked you about that.
Yeah,
As far as the media cycle goes, I always kinda
yeah,
tell people to try to pitch things that are in line with what's happening, right? Like, if it's
yeah.
Christmas time, don't be pitching me, summer salads. That's
Oh, for
probably
sure.
not
Not
gonna
there,
work.
not thinking about it. And I do get pitches sometimes that people are right. It's, or whatever. It's
Yeah.
summertime. And then it's like, I did get a pitch for a Christmas thing last week. And
Today?
I,
Oh, man.
and I put it in I have the red ones, which is like, if I really need it,
Right.
I'll take a look at that. But I am not even like,
No.
it's
We'll circle
back
back.
to school. It's like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm at now to pitch things.
The
Yeah.
media cycle is ahead, but it's not,
We're
you
not
know
too far ahead because we also wanna be current as well, right?
totally. There's so
Mhm.
many wheels, so many balls. Shannon, I
Oh,
learned so
bang.
much today. I learned so much
Did
today.
you? Okay,
I
good.
did. I love knowing all of this about your background and kind of like how
Yeah,
you started and like things are I think it's wonderful for people to see like that it's not always linear, like you may kind of have an idea of what the end destination is, but you can pivot a million my tattoo
you
says
can.
recalibrate, guys. You can
Yeah,
recalibrate
baby.
a million times if you need to. And a no is not a no forever. So just
No.
keep going. I can't
Yep.
wait to see you next week. I'm so
I
excited. No, wait, week
I'm
after. The week
I'm
after.
gonna hug ya,
I'm
and I'll leave you with this,
gonna
and
hug
it's
ya.
interesting,
Please do.
with plants,
Yeah.
my dear late father, who I love, who was a huge influence on me, he always used to say, "Bloom where you're planted."
Yes.
Like,
It's
when
true.
you're interning and, "Hey, this isn't my dream job, but I'm god damn, am I gonna bloom here?"
Yeah.
Like, and it's also funny, like, flowers bloom where you're planted in the moment, and you'll outgrow the pot, and then you'll start to look where else you're gonna bloom.
Yes, absolutely. That's so smart. It's so true.
Yeah,
That's so nice.
yeah,
Shannon, you're the best.
girl. You
Thank
are
you
too.
so much for taking a chance on me, but also for taking a chance on this podcast.
Thank you for asking me. If anybody needs to reach out, I will get back to you eventually if I can, but
Very busy,
keep
guys.
blooming, baby. Keep blooming.
Yeah, we'll put our Instagram and they can see all your
Great.
shows that you go to, and hopefully I'll be
Keep
at
on
one with
dancing.
right?
Yes,
We'll
we
dance
will.
together.
We'll talk
I'm down.
offline, as they
We'll talk
say.
offline, exactly. Thank you so much for being on
Thank
this
you.
episode of Things I Wish I Knew About. Now you know, and we will talk to you guys next time. Thank you, Shannon.
You're welcome.